Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I got 3 replays to show you in the brand new Tier 8 American tank destroyer, the Roswell. Now this is a Halloween tank, which means if you play this tank in the Halloween mode, you activate its special Halloween ability, which if you're into that sort of thing, it's pretty cool. You basically got a spaceship and you suck up the enemy tank. And yeah, it's just a bit of giggles, bit of a laugh, and it is quite a cool little ability for the Halloween mode. But before I get onto the replays today, I'm going to briefly go over the tank, and then I'll just, as the video progresses, I'll explain about the play style of the tank as well. So it is an American tank destroyer. I guess the key feature with this tank is it's got an absolute fantastic turret. The turret is like 300 effective armor. So I'll talk about this first because I think that's the real highlight of the tank, and the fact that it has 10 degrees of gun depression. So when you get hull down in this tank, you're really good, especially when you're fighting those tier 8s. So, against the tier 8s, it's hull down, there's nothing going to be able to pen your turret really if they're firing at you front on. When you're fighting those higher tier 10 tanks, and of course you've got big TDs like the Turan, etc., which can go through your turret, but that's to be expected. I mean, the Turan can go through an IS-7 turret, so that is what it is. It has a 400 alpha gun. The DPM is kind of average towards the lower side for the 400 alpha guns. It's not terrible, it's definitely playable, but it's not like an amazing, like ridiculous DPM gun. And yeah, it also has pretty decent camo. You've got camo rating down to like 260 with the camo net on. So you can be pretty stealthy if you want to play it as a more traditional tank destroyer as well. You've got a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour. But this tank has a turbo mode. So when you activate the turbo mode, I think you can get to around about 48 kilometers an hour. So not amazing in top speed, but it gets to that top speed fairly comfortable. And I personally think it shouldn't have had the turbo mode, and it should have just had that top speed anyway without it, because when you activate the turbo mode, obviously your gun handling is awful, so you don't want to be fighting in that mode. You just want to use it for getting to your location, where your destination. So I don't say it really needed that turbo mode, to be honest with you. I don't think it would have been OP without it, and if it would have just been that top speed. But yeah, no, that's enough for me kind of rambling. I've gone over pretty much the basics, but it's probably easier to just get into the replays, so you don't have to listen to me rambling on, and I can just explain it as we go along. I've got 3 replays to show you today. The first one, tier 8 game, and it's sort of an average game just to show you how the tank performs in a sort of average scenario. Second one is a tier 10 game. An average tier 10 game, so I kind of show you how a tank does there, and then the final one, sort of the bigger replay. So let's get into it. Okay then, so replay number 1, mounting pass. Now this one with top tier. Now I must admit, normally I don't go the way I'm going. I normally like to try and push across the other side, but I just didn't fancy making a cross this time, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try going this way. I never normally go this way. Let's just see what happens so we can find out. If I'm able to push up underneath their ridge on the other side, then I'll be in a hold down position, and this tank will be very, very strong there. But I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get there. So I'm just going to sort of head over to that speed location and see what we can spot, see what happens. Using the turbo mode just to try and get across here. Doesn't have the best train resistance, so that is something maybe you consider putting off-road driving in. But now I spot pretty much all their team in the middle, so I'm thinking maybe I can make this, maybe I can get underneath the ridge, and I'm going to go for it. But then I did not expect to come across that heavy tank on the right hand side. He has caught me off guard and put me in a very bad situation, because I can go hold down to this heavy tank and I'll be able to kill him, hold down. You see how good the turret armor is there, but now I have light tanks coming behind me, and this is not good, because now I'm like, well, do I turn around to shoot the light tanks? Maybe I probably should, but at the same time, then the heavy tank can shoot me, so I'm kind of stuck. But I'm like, at this point, the light tanks are going to kill me right now, and I'm kind of thinking this game is done. I'm going to try and get one shot into this heavy tank, and I do put him onto one shot, but now I'm just going to try and turn and fight this light tank. I was hoping the light tanks would have got shot from the other side of the map, but that didn't happen, and it didn't back them off. And I'm lucky to be alive right now. Like I say, that heavy tank really caught me off guard. We do get one shot into light tank, putting them into a 1. Lycan tries to do some parkour there, but manages to get safety. And I'm kind of thinking I want these light tanks to die immediately, because I don't want to get killed by this heavy. Thankfully that light tank dies. Now I'm going to have to turn to this heavy, because this heavy's got to die like now. I'm not in the position I want to be in. I need to kill him. Like I say, I'm hold down. He's not going to pen my turret here. He's going to have to get very lucky to pen my turret like that. He bounced, and you already blocked 2,000 damage off the turret armour. But we are on a 1-shot. We managed to take him out by the cupola, but we are on a 1-shot. But now I can at least push up underneath this ridge, which would mean I can go hold down to these tanks in front of me and just try and, this is where you want to utilise this tank in situations where you hold down. It's perfect for it. But I'm not in the most healthiest states right now. I'm just got to kind of just make sure I focus these tanks out. They are all 1-shots for me, which is going to very much help me out. We take out one of the mediums, picking up our 2nd kill of the game. We are losing this game quite heavily, but I should be able to kill these TDs here. We get 1 shot in. You see the fantastic gun depression. We poke on it, only exposing our turret armour. We'll be able to do the same on this TD, and we take out 3 of those tanks there. At least winning this side, but now we're in the 6 versus 9, and I'm kind of thinking, right, well, we pulled it back a little bit. Do I push all the way around? And I was thinking, well, maybe I will just push all the way around and see what we can do. But then I thought, you know what? They're crossing the bridge here. If I turn around now, I might be able to get shots in the tanks crossing that bridge. Obviously, I am a 1-shot, but that's what I'm thinking I need to do. Try and kill these tanks. Like it's a VK heavy tank, which is trying to look to kill our friendly heavy tank at the bottom. He is full health, and I'm a 1-shot, so this isn't the most ideal situation to be in. We're going to try and side scrape best we can. We get one in. We actually damage his ammo rack there, which is good. Putting him onto a 2-shot to us, picking up 3,000 damage. And we're just trying to get a shot in. It looks like he's going to go for the kill. He goes for the kill on our friendly paladin there. He does successfully take him out, but thankfully we're able to get that shot in. But in the meantime, the rest of my team have absolutely evaporated, and now we are in a 1 versus 9 with 200 hit points. So I must admit, I'm not feeling that confident right now. I'm kind of thinking, well, let's just get as much as we can. Now, sometimes there's stragglers in the base, and I'm thinking maybe I can try and get some damage on that straggler, because they're either going to probably send our base and probably cap me out anyway. So this is like, just can we get some damage? Now, I'm hoping to see a nice low health tank. I don't. I see a pretty much full health Dragon, and I think, oh, this is not ideal. I'm going to try and push up to go hold down. Now, really, I probably should have stayed further back, but also I'm thinking, well, tanks are going to be coming behind us. We get 1 shot in. He bounces. We may be able to get another shot in, but the track reverse in this tank is terrible, as you can see. Something I should have mentioned at the start. We do get one in. I'm just praying he bounces, because now we'll get our top gun if he does, but he doesn't bounce. He takes us out, and it brings us then to the replay. Number 1. So, yeah, like I said, the track reverse in this tanks are not that great, so you may want to swap one of the crew skills for something to improve your track reverse. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, that's it for replay number 1. We get 5 kills, 4,000 damage. But let's move on to replay number 2. Okay then, so replay number 2 on Sunset Coast. This time it is a tier 10 lobby. There is one enemy fun police, but there's no enemy light tanks in this one. So initially we're going to try and make our way to sort of the A sort of 1 area, or B1 ridge, just to try and provide a little bit of cover support. I didn't want to go too aggressively straight away till I knew where the tanks are, because like I say, it is a tier 10 lobby this time. We've activated our speed mode, so we can try and get to position a little bit quicker. Now, something I probably didn't mention the accuracy of this tank. It's actually okay. I think with all the crew equipment which you're the scene setup I'm using, I've got the accuracy down to about 0.28, which is not bad. It's not the best, but it's pretty decent. And with that, the APCR, you've got the decent shell velocity, so that always helps make it feel like the gun's more accurate as well, because you don't have to lead those shots so much. But as you can see, our tanks have already scouted ahead. Now, this kind of pointless me sitting at the top there waiting for something to appear, because you can see our vision already has been extended to the point that I'm not going to be able to shoot anything. So I'm planning on moving forward to try and get onto the further ridge to try and shoot at the enemy base. That's at least my plan at the moment. Always sort of scanning to check what tanks are where, you know, what hit points we are. So we spotted an enemy back chat got detected. So that's something to bear in mind. But now I'm looking on the mini-map and I'm thinking, oh, there's a lot of tanks all kind of focused up in one area, kind of heading towards my base. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and go to the ridge just up here to get shots. But then I'm thinking, you know what, I don't think I'm going to get any shots from there because they've already gone back towards the base. So I'm having to do a full lap, you know, wasting all that fuel, and now going back to our spawn ridge. I kind of like to say, this is kind of like our ridge, the other ridge is their ridge, and we're going to try and get shots in as they, you know, come towards our base. So we should be in a real nice position here to get shots into the enemy team as they push our base. You know, this doesn't always happen, but this is kind of the situation this game has led us in. So we get one shot in, we go for the track shot on that 58, managed to do so, picking up 766 damage, obviously low rolling on some of those shots there. We go for the track wheel, it doesn't pen, and now I kind of regretted not just going for that turret shot there on the 58, which we know we can pen. As long as you hit the turret cheeks on the 58, don't hit too close, otherwise you know, you've got a good chance of bouncing. So this time we go for the turret and we do pen it. You know, we're trying to focus out that tank because he is a tier 10 tank and he's got 750 alpha autoloader. So, you know, we want that tank put on a one shot as quickly as possible, really. If we can take him out, it's going to help our team because it's going to stop someone, you know, getting slapped by that big alpha. So we are in a good position here. There's no real point us moving forward. We're kind of playing as a TD, and a lot of the time I've actually played this tank fairly aggressively, but this time we're in the perfect covering spot, and obviously we do have that good camo and we're behind the bush, so we're not getting spotted at this range. You know, we're not going to get detected unless they get a little bit closer towards us. And looking to try and get shots in. We get a nice one there into that medium tank, damaging his ammo rack as well. We're looking to try and help out our friendly VZ, so I am sort of overextending a little bit here. Got to be careful, but I really kind of want to keep our VZ in the game if I can. But I'm just scanning now. I actually have shots on my left as well, but I'm just trying to focus that VZ. And unfortunately, I'm getting a bit unfortunate bouncing some of those shots. I know they weren't fully aimed, but maybe I should have took a time, and that might have helped out our friendly VZ there, because he is under a lot of pressure. Looking for the limited shots. Unfortunately, that one bounces off the turret. Enemy Avery destroys our... Terrain destroys our VZ. Enemy Avery's at the bottom. We have to be careful with that enemy Avery because, you know, Avery things. Get a nice shot into the German medium. Put him onto a one shot, putting us onto 3,000 damage. Pretty even Stevens game right now. Still 9 versus 9. But we haven't lost any hit points. I feel like we're in a good position to get multiples of shots. We're going to try and finish off this enemy Ruthless if we can. Stop someone losing a lot of hit points from that enemy Ruthless. And now we're going to try and get the Avery. Well, obviously the Avery's got all that horrible, nasty spaced armour. So we're going to try and go for the Cupola. Unfortunately, that does bounce. I probably could have aimed a bit differently and penned that, which is a shame. Missed out on the pen. We missed out on a few shots here in this game. That shot kind of ghosts. And then we got a full health Mouse coming through the middle, but he's a little bit close to us, and I'm a bit scared he's going to spot us when we over peak. But I do want to try and finish him off because he's a 2-shot to us. I go for the side of the turret, but I think it derped and actually didn't hit the side of the turret there, which is a shame. His turret's now angled, and I probably wouldn't be able to pen it. Probably should have gone for the turret shot there, though, to be honest with you, because I bounced 2 shots on this Mouse now, and he's starting to make me a little bit silly. But thankfully, in the end, I did get the kill, confirming our second kill on a tier 10 tank. So I think you get a medal if you kill another tier 10 tank. So I'm looking to try and find a shot. At this point, I'm just waiting to see if this Avery pokes. But looking back at this game, I wish I kind of just moved forward and got into the game quicker now, because I probably could have got a bit more damage out of the end if I was a little bit faster. But at the same time, I was thinking this Avery was going to back up and I was going to be able to get the kill shot. But I've given up waiting. He gets taken out anyway. And so now I'm going to move across. And now, this is the thing. If I would have moved 20 seconds earlier, I think I get more damage out of this game. I've had a decent game for a tier 10 lobby. They've got 3,400 damage, 3 kills. Hasn't been a bad game in a long shot. But sometimes those small decisions, like moving this a tiny bit quicker, means I might be getting a bit more shots in. Now I get trapped on the scenery because my driving is pretty poor. Something I actually didn't mention as well, which is kind of important, I probably should have said, this tank has a sort of a turret lock, so you've only got 30 degrees each side, basically. So you can only turn your turret for 30 degrees each side, which is a little bit on the low side. So you do find quite often you're sort of rotating your whole hull to get shots in because you can't turn your turret all the way. So that's kind of another weakness of the tank. But, you know, it's not horrendous. You know, you can get past it, but it is something to, you know, just be aware of. I probably really should have mentioned that at the start of the video, but I've told you now. That's replay number 2. So there we go, tier 10 game. We get 3 kills, just shy of 4,000 damage, 200 assistance. So not the biggest of game, but I wanted to show you a couple of average games this time, as it was a tank review. And now I'll get on to the final replay of the video. Okay, so here we are then, final replay of the video. This time we are on Arctic region. We are top tier. There's 2 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy fun police, aka the Arty. Now, I was kind of at the start thinking in my mind when this game was loaded in, what way do I want to go? Because I could go the other side, which is not a bad idea, but this side I can go hold down, which is kind of what I wanted to utilise with the tank because the turret armour is so good. The negative, the counter argument for me going this way is the artillery, the fun police, can get shots into us, and that can be a problem for us. But we decided to take the gamble this time and hope for the best when it comes to the enemy artillery. Initially, we're just going to get ourselves positioned to get shots in. I want to stop these tanks crossing. I don't want this tank to get into the corner, and he has got detected, which is going to mean he's going to get stuck behind that rock. Enemy Tiger gets caught out crossing, get 1 shot in. Hopefully I should be able to land a second shot into this tank. Like I say, I'm hold down. Tanks are going to, I'm going to bounce a lot of shots when I'm hold down like that. We get a nice shot there into the enemy Tiger. And now we're looking for final shots in. Going to go for the Panther there. I couldn't quite get the gun depression quite in to get the ISM. So we go for the Panther. I probably would have liked to have shot the ISM because he is a tank advancing towards us. But now here we go. Here's the fun police detector going off. And artillery is looking at us. So we've got to be careful. I didn't want to give up this position just yet because I know there is shots available to me. Already picked up sort of three shots, sort of 1,000 damage. Going to try and get another one into that Panther there, and we managed to get one in, punishing that Panther. But at this point I'm thinking, when is this artillery going to hit me? When am I going to lose a lot of hit points, you know? But that is going through the back of my mind right now. But we do manage to pick up a kill on the Panther, and we picked up 1,700 damage so far. Looking to squeeze one into that ISM. I get penned by the tank behind the rock as I try and squeeze that shot in. But I am thinking, I can't just keep sitting here like this with this enemy artillery. He's going to hit me at any moment. So I'm thinking about moving up to the ridge in front of me and trying to just take out that ISM, because that tank's going to sort of be keeping a lot of tanks detected. And if he's keeping tanks detected, there's more chance of getting shot by the artillery. So I do want to take him out. I was thinking it's going to get taken out by our friendly medium. Unfortunately, he gets unlucky and bounces that. But we're going to make sure we pen this shot and at least take care of this tank, which means there's going to be less chance of us getting spotted now, which means there's less chance of the artillery hitting us. Obviously, you still can blind fire you. You know, you could shoot someone near you who is detected and it could hit you. But it just increases our chances taking out that vision, really. You know, that's kind of the key element to most of the games is taking out vision, out spotting tanks, you know, those sort of things. You know, vision tends to win you the games a lot of the time. We try and get a shot into that enemy TD who, you know, just remember that enemy TD comes out to be a bit of our vengeance in the end of this game. But you'll find out about that a little bit later on to the game. So we're going to try and, you know, we don't want to do anything too crazy, because I'm thinking to myself at this point, it looks like we've lost the other side. So that kind of leaves us in 2 decisions. I either push up and go to this other side, which I was thinking about doing, but then I thought, you know what, no, I don't think that's the right decision actually. I think the right decision this time is to go back and defend our base, because there's about 5 tanks over there. If they just end up getting a clear run and pushing around the base, they're going to be able to come behind us and kill us. Whereas if I return to the base now, I can actually be in a hold down position, so that when they push, they're going to have to push across a lot of open ground, and I'll be able to shoot them. So if they get into the hold down, plus I can stay relatively artillery space if I hug the left hand side here, so I'm close to the rocks. If I'm on the right hand side like what I am now, I am, well, you know, any further to the right I'm more likely to get hit by the artillery. But I've also got a lot of rocks in the way, and if I move to the right I don't have those rocks in the way, and it means I can stay more hold down because I don't have to shoot over those rocks. So we get a lovely shot there into the tiger shark there, who is looking to clip our friendly tank, trying to kill our artillery, who has now got safe. The artillery indicator did go off there, so I am going to start moving over to the left because I don't want to get shot by the artillery. And I'm thinking, right, I'm just waiting. I kind of expecting the enemy heavy tanks to come around. I kind of want them to come around. I want them to come around early, because if they come around now, I'm in the position to deal with it. Because our team on the other side it feels like we're losing on the other side. Because if we then lose on the other side, I'm going to be in the same situation, because the enemy team are then going to come behind me here. So as they're not pushing me, I'm thinking I'm going to go back and just see if I can get any more shots in that side and try and help ourselves out. I know I've got a friendly heavy tank at our base who's going to give us some sort of early vision if they do come round, and if they do, the second they come round, I'm going to turn around and try and help them out. But at the moment I'm kind of trying to help out both sides basically, which I can do from this position. We had a okay start to this, well, we had a decent start to this game. You've got 2,000 damage, 2 kills, and more importantly, we've still got a lot of hit points, which is going to be helpful for us later game. And I don't want to push up too far at this point. We do actually spot that Black Prince, and we still have a friendly artillery in the game, so he is managing to give us a little bit of assistance there. Like I say, I am kind of in two minds. I don't want to push up right now because I'm thinking if they come behind us in our base, I need to be able to respond to that. Now these enemy TDs are crossing. We get one shot into that enemy TD, putting that enemy Italian tank destroyer on a one shot. Now I want to kill that Italian tank destroyer before he crosses, just because I want to take out a gun in the game. So I'm going to go for the poke to try and finish him off. I should be able to get the kill here. I aim in, side on. Get unfortunate, RMG doesn't let me kill that tank. And just remember that shot there. So that's now the second bounce on that tank. That one, first one, you know, I was expected to bounce, but the second one, I really wanted to kill that one-shot tank, and it's going to pay vengeance to me. Now we've lost that side, and this is not good because I'm the only tank this side. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to fall back to where my team can support me. Because one, I want covering support. I don't want to get pushed by 4 tanks and then have no support, so I need to push back to where they can help me out. We also have an enemy tank pushing around on the right hand side. We are in a 4 versus 7. I did for a second think about staying here. I could say hold down and shoot them there, but then I thought they can surround me if they get too close, so I can't do that. The reason I wanted to stay there, I wanted to stay more safe from artillery. When I start pushing around here, I'm not going to be safe from artillery, and that's going to be a problem. But I don't think I have a lot of choice right now. We're down to a 3 versus 7 now, so this game is not looking pretty for us right now. I'm just going to try and go into another position where I can go hold down, and I'll maybe try and stay unspotted. I think from this is probably the best thing I can do right now, because from here I can shoot the left, which they're probably going to come from, I can shoot the right, and I can shoot deadly in front of me, and that's kind of what my plan was. I'm knocking down a few trees just to give me a bit of concealment, and now I have shots at least the different angles. T77 does a good job taking out that T10 there. I'm going to poke to try and get a shot into this Panther. Unfortunately that bounces, and I need to try and pull back here. We're in a 3 versus 6. Like I say, not a good situation to be in. My main thing going through my mind is, when is the artillery going to shoot me here? This is going to be a problem for me. Trying to move over so I'm in a good position to shoot that Panther, because I'm thinking maybe if that Panther's just by herself, we can try and take him out. We get one shot into him. We do eat one in return though. Trying to finish off that one-shot TD here, looking to try and get killed. Don't think this is going to pen there. I didn't think that would pen, but I tried to go for it anyway. Unfortunately, artillery's hitting us We've now got a enemy prototype in front of us. This is not looking pretty. We're just trying to do our best. We're now in a 2 versus 6. We're not going to give up though. We're going to keep going. We're just going to try and stay alive for as long as possible. Our friendly medium's doing a good job of making himself hard to kill, because I need him to survive for as long as he possibly can, and he is doing that, because if they start to push him, I'm going to try and help him out. I'm going to poke and get shots in. They're looking to try and get shots at him. I take my gamble trying to get a shot into that proc. Like I say, I'd lose hit points off that Panther for doing so. And now I'm on a 1 shot in a 2 versus 6. This is not good at all. But we're just going to keep going. I was just having a look. Our friendly tank there does take out one of the 1 shots, helping us out. We're getting pushed by the Panther. We get 1 shot in. We are sort of somewhat hold down here. We need to bounce the shot. We need to bounce this shot. Trying to get the finish. We get the finish, taking out the Panther, putting us on to 3 kills, 4,000 damage. Now into a 2 versus 4. And we're going to just try and help our tank. They're pushing our tank in the medium now. I need to help him out. I know there's that Italian TD on my left who's really a problem for me. I so wish I killed him earlier, because then I wouldn't have had to worry about that angle. Like, this angle wouldn't be a problem, and I could be free farming those tanks, shooting our friendly medium tank right now. We try and get one into the Black Prince. We get one in, and I'm just hoping our medium can just hang on. He's done such a good job at hanging in there, but he has got pushed by a lot of tanks right now. Like I say, if I didn't have that angle on my left, that TD, I could have been getting shots in. He might not even died right there. I probably could have got one into Black Prince. But now, I bounced the lower plate, and that's lost me it. I can't win this now, because I've got a medium come around to my right, and he takes me out. If that shot doesn't bounce in the lower plate of that Italian tank destroyer, I had a good chance of winning that game, because I could have then turned and killed the medium, and then I definitely would have killed Black Prince. My only threat would have been whether artillery hit me. So it was such a shame to lose the game like that, because we put so much effort in to try to win it. But that is what it is. You know, it was an enjoyable game. I was just like, oh my god, because I was thinking, if I just killed that Italian tank earlier, that angle wasn't there anymore, and if that angle wasn't there, I could just be farming those tanks, pushing our medium. I literally could have just farmed them. But, you know, that is what it is. So that is it, the end for the video. So, you know, what do I think of this tank? I actually did quite enjoy playing it. What I'll say is, it's not an overpowered tank. You know, it's a fairly average tank. I think it's the best way to describe it. But I did enjoy it. Is it worth the gold? It's hard to say things like that, because, you know, it's your money. I don't like saying that, but I liked it. It's 8,000 gold. It's very good hold down. In summary, it's very good, strong hold down. It's got, you know, 400 alpha. Can be a little bit slow. Track versus a little bit slow. It's a bit annoying that you can't turn the turret all the way. But overall, it's a pretty decent tank destroyer. It's probably the best way I can you know, describe it. So anyway, thank you so much for your support. You've been amazing as always. Happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!